Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is definitely a crazy one, definitely kind of a funny one. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. If you do, leave a like on the video. And yeah, there's really no other way to intro this. Let's just jump into it. So today's story time all takes place back when I was 16 years old. Kind of like the height of my, shithead teenager phase that, many of us go through. I was just kind of being a stupid kid, real just stupid kid shit. And around this time, I'm not proud of this and never do this, but I was smoking cigarettes. Yeah. I thought I was cool. I would see people like musicians and stuff that I looked up to doing it, and it made me like want to do it. So I started smoking cigarettes like probably for about a month at this time. I was definitely like pretty addicted to them at this point, and they were very hard to get because, I wasn't 18, so I couldn't buy them. I think they're 21 now where I live. But yeah, back then, I'm not sure what the law was. I think you could like smoke them under 18, but you couldn't buy them. I don't know. Either way, I didn't care. I was just a shithead teenager smoking cigarettes and staying out past my curfew, just being a stupid bad kid, right? So don't be like young Luna. But anyway, yeah, around this time, your boy was smoking cigarettes, not proud of it. But anyway, this story time all starts off as a regular day at 16 years old. I had just finished up making a video, and I was in my room, just sitting on my bed, scrolling my phone, not really doing anything, right? Just going through Twitter, basically, Facebook. And one of my friends hit me up on Facebook Messenger. My friend Alex, he hit me up. And Alex at the time was like one of my best friends. I hung out with him pretty much every day because he lived right down the street from me. And Alex was the one that kind of got me into smoking cigarettes. He gave me my first one, and he was a couple of years older than I was, so he would buy them for me. Yeah, not the greatest friend, to say the least, but, that was my homie at the time. So Alex hits me up on Facebook Messenger, and he's like, yo, what do you got going on? And I was like, nothing, just finished the video, bored, trying to kick it. He's like, yeah, man, you want to meet at the park? And I was like, sure. Now, the park was literally just this playground, like in between both of our houses, that nobody ever used and that nobody ever went to because it was just a shitty, rundown, rusty playground. Like, kids wouldn't even play on this playground because it was rusty and gross, and if you touched it, you would probably immediately get tetanus. It was just a gross place. But because nobody liked going there, it was always empty. So I would go there with Alex, and we'd smoke cigarettes and kind of kick it and just listen to music off this little crappy Bluetooth speaker we had and just, chill. So that's what we did. We met up at this park like 20 minutes later. I rode my bike there. I pulled up, got off my bike, met him over by one of the slides. We sat down, and he pulled out cigarettes immediately. And I had none because I ran out. So I was like, yo, can I bum one? He's like, yeah, man. Here, take two. And he gave me two. So I light one of them up, and I'm just sitting there smoking a cig, talking to Alex, just chilling, right? And I forgot to mention this, but I didn't really bring anything with me except my wallet, which had about $50 in it. So that's it, right? I didn't bring any cigarettes with me. I didn't bring anything else, just my wallet, which had some cash in it, and nothing else, right? Well, while we're sitting there on this playground, chilling, smoking a cigarette together, just talking, out of nowhere, a cop car comes down the street, patrolling. Now, this was kind of weird, and it freaked me out for two reasons. Number one, it freaked me out because I thought they were going to, stop and start questioning us because, we looked young and we were smoking cigarettes. But two, I lived in this neighborhood and cops never came through there. So some shit must have been going down somewhere, which kind of made me feel uneasy. But of course, option number one was the real thing I should have been worried about because as soon as he saw us on that slide smoking the cigarette, he turned into the parking lot, flicked his lights on, and got out of his car and started walking up to us. Now, immediately, I flicked the cigarette away into the grass because I didn't want to get caught with it, but it was too late. He already saw it, and it didn't go out, so it was just smoking in the grass. And he came up to us, and he goes, "What are you guys doing?" And we both kind of just go silent, and he goes, "Smoking some cigarettes?" And he walks over to where I flicked it because it's still smoking, and he picks it up, and he looks at it, and he analyzes it. And he's like, oh, okay, still lit. And I was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't want to smoke that in front of you. And he goes, why? Is it because you shouldn't be? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, why don't you tell me what you boys are doing out here? And my friend interrupts and he's like, "What are you doing out here, officer?" And the officer goes, "Just driving by. Literally just driving through the neighborhood. I saw you guys smoking cigarettes, looked a little young. I wanted to ask what you were doing." And then my friend chimes in again and he's like, "Well, officer, it's not illegal to be smoking cigarettes underage. It's just illegal to sell tobacco to minors." I still have no idea if back then that was even true. I think it was. I don't know. But my friend had balls going up against the cop like this. And the cop just gets mad and he's like, "Listen, guys, I'm not here to argue or fight with you. I'm just saying you're really young and cigarettes give you cancer. And I don't want to see two young kids get cancer." Honestly, he had a really good point. And I couldn't really be mad at this, right? He made a good point. But then it took a weird turn. He goes, "What do you guys got on you? Empty your pockets." And I was like, okay. So I pulled out my wallet. That was all I had. And then my friend emptied his pockets. And in one pocket, he had the cigarettes. In the other one, he had his wallet. And the cop goes, "Okay, hand everything to me." And this cop takes the cigarettes, right? Dumps them on the ground and stomps on them, which is crazy because my friend was 18. At the time, he was allowed to buy them. So he just completely just stomped all over his stuff. And then he opens our wallets, looks in my friend's wallet, sees that he has no money. Then he looks in mine and takes out the cash and puts it in his back pocket. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Because I just couldn't tell what he was doing. I thought that like maybe he was like pulling out the money to see if I had something hidden underneath the money in the wallet. But he put it in his back pocket, which is so weird. So yeah, I was like, "What are you doing?" And he looks up at me and my friend and he goes, "I'm making sure that you kids can't go and buy more cigarettes as soon as I leave here today." And my friend chimes in. He's like, "Dude, why does that even matter? I'm 18. I can buy what I want. You're just stealing my friend's money." And he goes, "Yeah, well, he's not 18 and he shouldn't be able to buy cigarettes illegally." And after that, he handed back my wallet and he turns around and he starts walking away. So I yell out. I was like, "Hey, can I please just have my money back? Like, I'm not going to buy cigarettes." He goes, "You're right. You're not going to buy cigarettes. I'm making sure of that. Now get out of here." And he just walks away to his car, completely ignoring every word we said after that. We kept trying to be like, "Hey, come back, come back." Completely ignored us. Jumped in his car, drove away. And I look over at Alex, my homie, and I was like, "Yo, I think I just got fucking robbed by a police officer." And he goes, "Bro, you did." And I was like, "He didn't even ID us, didn't even ask for our ages. He just went based off looks and decided that was enough to just steal from us." And he's like, "Bro, fuck the police." And I was just like, "Yeah, fuck them." And we stood up, we like walked away all angry after that because we had no business being out there anymore. My friend did try and pick up a few cigarettes off the ground that weren't stomped, but they were all wet from the grass, so he ended up just throwing them out after that. And yeah, we went back to his house for a little bit, played some video games, just tried to unwind because we were so pissed off about what just happened. And the worst part about it is like, the cop was definitely in the wrong. And if I was an adult and he did this, I could have probably called the station and reported him and probably got my money back and gotten him in trouble. But because I was a minor, because I was 16, I couldn't go home and tell my mom about this. Because then what's going to happen? Like, "Hey, Mom, this cop stole my money." And she'd be like, "Why?" Then I'd have to tell her that I got caught smoking cigarettes in the park, and that would just lead to me being grounded for probably a month. And yeah, there was really nothing I could do. I kind of just had to sit back and accept the fact that a cop stole my money. And I was 16 at the time. I didn't really have a ton of money coming in. I had a little bit from YouTube, but nothing crazy. So yeah, it was insane. And I thought I told this story time right when it happened, but I guess I didn't. So here I am many years later talking about it. Now guys, moral of this story is, don't be like 16-year-old Luna. This whole thing could have been avoided if I just wasn't smoking cigarettes at 16. But number two, another moral of the story, if you happen to be a police officer or like a police officer in training and you're watching this video, maybe follow the rules. I don't know. It seemed like this cop broke quite a few rules. I don't know. I'm just assuming here. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace. Keep on long, like, hey.